Hey everybody. So, topic of today's vlog. Can you guess it? I'm outside. What do you do when I'm outside? Quitting smoking. Um, I first started smoking when I was 12. I know. Trust me. Two older brothers didn't help with that situation. And my mom was working her butt off with multiple jobs, so not her fault either. But I started smoking when I was 12. So that means I've been smoking for 22 years. 22 years. I did quit when I was pregnant. And I started again when I stopped breastfeeding. Bailey was about 3 months old. My milk was coming out pink because I was bleeding from my tatas. And I was a new mom and just couldn't take it. And I was like, get some formula and get me a cigarette now. Like, so that was my only successful time of quitting smoking, was when I was pregnant. As soon as I found out, I talked to my next appointment with my PCP after everything was confirmed and stuff. We talked about my anxiety medication because I do have an anxiety disorder. I also have a huge phobia of death. So of course this cancer diagnosis, with it being stage 3, not good for me mentally. And he seemed to think, because I asked for the patch, he seemed to think that with him upping the anxiety medication that I was on and changing my fast-acting anxiety medicine that I have for every day if I need it, that would even me out, and that I'd end up not being as stressed and things like that, and I'd be able to just kind of quit naturally. This has not happened. Really, if anything, if you've ever been on a lot of medication and you're a smoker, they're, especially the pain medicine, makes you smoke more. And so it's been difficult. I've actually gone up. Normally I got down to half a pack before my cancer diagnosis, and after it I got up to a pack a day, which is a lot for me. And so Jada had bought, our cigarettes or whatever, and I decided, once those ran out, back on the patch. I have like 15 patches from the last time I tried to quit. And then I'm going to ask my primary care doctor for some more. My hospital stays and stuff. It's really weird when I'm in the hospital. I don't crave a cigarette. Once you put the patch on me, I don't crave a cigarette, but as soon as I'm out, I'm like jonesing like a crazy person. So I know it's possible. I know it's possible for me to not want to smoke, because I've had 10-week-long stays in the hospital due to my Crohn's in the last 2.5 years, and each one of those stays I didn't smoke. Well, actually, the first 2 I did because it was at North Hills, and they actually let you leave your room. The other ones I was on the patch at Medical City Alliance. So even though, like, with all this going on and being stressed to the max, and that being my stress reliever, because I'm not a big drinker anymore. I mean, I'll have some wine, but yeah, that's my big stress reliever. I have 1 more pack of cigarettes out of that that Jada had bought, so that means it's patch time. It's patch time. Which actually coincides with my next chemo, so that should help, because I really, for the first week, can barely get out of bed, and then the second week, I can walk a little better, but I'm still kind of bedridden. Now, I did go to my pain management doctor today, and my oncologist set up to my hydrocodones to 10 milligrams, 2 of them every 4 hours, which is a lot, and a high dose. And my pain management doctor's afraid of what that amount, because they do have Tylenol in them, will do to my liver. So what she did is she upped them to 10 milligrams, made it where I can take 4 a day instead of the 3 that I was taking like before all this happened. Because if you don't know, I also have arthritis due to my Crohn's. It's in my neck, it's in my SI joints, which is where your hips are, and then in my hands. So I have a regular dose of pain medicine that I can take as needed. So she's going to up that to 10 milligrams and then do an extra pill so I can take 4 a day instead of the regular 3. And then she's going to have my doctor, because she's a nurse practitioner, she can only write 1 prescription. So she's going to have the actual doctor write out a prescription tomorrow that I'm going to go pick up for fentanyl. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Fentanyl patches. It's a patch that you put on and it lasts 3 days, and then you switch it out for another patch. I'm saying Amala in this video. I hate that. We're hoping that that's going to make this next chemo not as bad. I'm not sure, because they, I've said it before in other videos, they do say that the second and third chemos are worse than the first one. So I don't know exactly how this is going to go, but hopefully I'll get more relief, because the pain, what it's like having like the worst flu you've ever had, with those body aches, not with like the congestion and stuff, but just the body aches. Like you feel it in the center of your bones kind of pain, to the point that when my oncologist did up it to every 4 hours, I was waking up in the middle of the night when it wore off and taking more medicine, because it would literally, as soon as it wore off, I would be woke up from the pain. That's the closest thing I can get to defining it, because it's literally a body ache from head to toe that just goes to your center core, and there's like, just feels like there's nothing that can give you complete relief. So I'm gonna hope that this gets more of the edge off of that, and then I'll just have to combat, the nausea and the other lovely bathroom things, and the weakness and stuff like that. So I guess it's kind of a good time, because I'm going to be in bed for a week, and something I had been planning to do before all of this happened. I've been saying since I was 30, I was going to stop smoking by the time I'm 35. I don't want to be a long life smoker. I've already smoked for 2 decades. It's not something that I want to continue, and I want to be, my daughter has already seen me smoke all her life, but I want to be a good example, of quitting that. And then with the 2 older ones, they're getting older, and they're going to be having maybe, babies, hopefully not anytime soon, like in the next, we'll say 10 years, okay? Don't want to be a grandma anytime soon. But set a good example for them, and take care of my health as much as I can. So this was already in the works. It just kind of got sped up a couple of months, because my birthday's in May. Next May, I'll be 35. So that is a big step for me. And I know it's more psychological than anything. I did try to vape for a while, but I was so terrified, because you see all those things on like Facebook and stuff of people who their vape exploded in their face, and I was like terrified that would happen. So vaping did not work for me. But I'm hoping I can get on these patches and just kick it out. Now, disclaimer. Just want everyone to know, just watch my videos and see me smoking. I have talked to my doctor. Smoking did not cause my breast cancer. Okay? Did not. From a doctor with a degree who does this for a living, did not cause my breast cancer. Because that was the first question. Did I do this to myself? Because, any kind of guilt that I can put on myself for this, let's just pile that on, because that's who I am. But, it's time. It's time. And I know if I do it and I can do it successfully, which I have to, I just have to. It's not an if anymore. It's a have to. It's a need. I have cancer, So I know if I can do it, then Jada can follow, and then we can extend our lifespans, and all the lovely cold and bronchitis that comes with smoking, and the bill, taking it down from, there's like 7 packs a day. I remember when I was 16 and there was like a corner store that always sold to me, and it was $2.13 a pack. Not so anymore. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. It's a mental thing. It is a mental thing. You're also addicted to the nicotine and the stuff and the carcinogens in them, but it's a hand and mouth thing. It's something I do when I'm stressed. It's something to do when I feel awkward or social anxiety. When I'm flipping out, when I'm crying, when I'm angry, it's that soothing thing that I run to. So I'm gonna have to replace it with that, with something else. And then I'm gonna pick up some yarn tomorrow, and I'm gonna be knitting. Keep my hands busy. I've retried and retried to knit Jada this blanket for the last 6 months, and I'm the kind of person that if it's not perfect, I have to redo it. So I'll do it, and then I'll put it down for like a couple of days, and I'll forget like how many rows, like how many little knits, I guess, well, I don't know what the hell you would call them, are in it. So then I feel like I can't do it right, and it's going to be off center. It's not going to be straight on the sides, and then I just rip it all out and I start back over, to the point that the thread I originally began with is like threadbare, if you will, because I keep ripping it out and redoing it. So I'm going to go pick up some new thread tomorrow while I'm out getting my prescription, and keep my hands busy with that. Mind over matter, right? But I can do this. If I can sit here and willingly say that I'm gonna kick cancer's ass, I can kick cigarette smoking's ass too. Anything's possible at this point. So wish me luck, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.